Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to be reviewing yet another foundation. This one I'm really excited about. I think of all the foundation launches, this is the one that I was most excited about, and it of course is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I was really stoked about this particular foundation. So one of my favorite foundations is also by her, is the Light Wander, which is like a light to medium coverage. It's just absolutely beautiful. But to get into a little bit of info about this guy, I was very intrigued because at first I was like, I'm not gonna get it. And then I watched her little video that came out, what was it, June or July? Where she talked about the foundation and how she said this is probably the product that she is most proud of. And for her to say that, I was like, alright, I think I'm going to have to try it out. But I will say that the color range for this has broadened immensely. She has 44 shades in here for this one. This foundation, if my phone will move here. Let's see, this is a hybrid magic skincare foundation for every occasion. So this, she did say, was led by science. This foundation, she wanted to have a lot of good yummy like skincare properties in it, and it also be a complexion, you know, to cover up blemishes or imperfections on the skin. This is a hybrid magic hair skincare. It contains magic metrics of ingredients. The groundbreaking magic Replexium is to significantly reduce the appearance of wrinkles by up to 22% after 8 weeks of use. And there's also Moss Cell Tech, #1 to boost hydration by up to 216%, and Air Cool, which is for an instant fresh feel on the skin. And it has a unique CT defense that is designed to limit exposure of the skin to everyday pollutants, so you have some, you know, protection there. It is sweat proof, humidity proof, waterproof, and transfer resistant, excuse me. So those are some pretty big claims that, you know, it's going to stand up an entire day. And I was really excited about the transfer resistance because, you know, it is September, but, you know, Christmas is right around the corner, so you have a lot of Christmas parties and New Year's parties and things. We're going to be giving family hugs, and I hate giving a hug, and I'm like, okay, don't touch my face. I put it on my skin once just to kind of check the color, because this does optimize. Once you put it on, we know it as it oxidizes, but she says it optimizes. So it's kind of tricky to pick your shade. Like, I love that the foundation lines are coming up with big shade ranges, so nobody is left behind, everybody is included. But man, oh man, does it make it hard to find your shade, because you're like, it could be this, it could be this. I don't know. So this one I think might be a hair too dark, but I just work it down my neck and nobody's the wiser. So let me stop yapping and let's go ahead and get started. Something that I started using again, I've used it a few times, I think all last week I was trying it out again, was the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas. And I did a review on this before and I did not like it. I think I was using too much, and I was also using that little scrapey thing. I think that's where the problem lied with me. So now I just take it on my fingers like that and I press it into the skin. And I'm trying to go back to products that I have not been using, and to give them another go to see if you know, our skin changes, our preferences changes. I mean, heck, I'm doing dewy foundation. Who would have thought that ever would have happened? Definitely not this girl, but it has. I've already moisturized my skin. I used the Eolus, the Multibionics. I'm almost out. It's a sad day. And then I used Clinique Eye Surge under the eyes. So I'm going to continue to use the Morphe 439 because this is what I've used in the past foundation review. So I figure keep the same brush going. So I'm going to give this a good shake like I do with all of my foundations. Oh, and the color I got, I'm sorry, I got 5 Neutral. Do one pump on my hand. See, it does look a little dark. And it's going to look really dark on camera, or light, it always looks so much different on the camera than what it does in real life. And this foundation does have a distinct smell. It doesn't smell of fragrance. It smells like baby wipes to me. As strange as that sounds. But it does. So I'm kind of doing like stippling motions in first. And then working it in. And look how different that looks from this side to this side. It really does give a nice coverage to the skin. It's very, very nice. And it significantly covers up. But it doesn't look like cake face. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend the other side. I just want you guys to see the side-by-side comparison of foundation without. Alright, so now we have it on complete. I'm going to dim the ring light. Alright, so you can see that it didn't completely cover up my little skin freckles there. You can still see some of them poking through. Now I probably could build this up where you can't see it, but I kind of like being able to see those a little bit through my foundation. Because like I said, I'm not a big like full coverage foundation girl. This is extremely full coverage for me. So the fact that I can still see those two peeking out through there, that kind of makes me feel a little bit better. Not that it makes me feel bad. That sounded weird. But I do enjoy it, let's put it that way. But it doesn't settle into the lines. There's not a whole bunch settling in that thicker crease there. There's a little bit, but not as much as usual. So I'm going to go ahead and let's put on the rest of the face except for the eyes because I want to try something different today. So I have the Huda Beauty powder here, but before I do that, let's go ahead and pop on concealer. Because lately I've been forgetting to put the concealer on before I powder my face. I have no idea what is going on with me. And this concealer, I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure out how much I need to use. But I really do, oh, see, I accidentally squeezed. I really enjoy this metal applicator. It feels so cool on your skin, so it does really like depuff while you're putting your concealer on. So that was a genius idea. I really enjoyed that. Take it up on my eye. We're going to use it as a primer today. And I'm really enjoying this MAC, what are you, 130 brush. I used to use this a long time ago for my foundation, but I'm really enjoying it for my under eyes to blend out my concealer. The only thing I don't like about the squeezy tube is it gets so icky. Ugh, it gets so icky. But I do like this concept of it being in a squeezy tube. I do like that. Because I feel like the product is not oxidizing because it's not being exposed to air as much. So, but what do I know? So now I'm going to powder the face. Ooh, she's dusty. I don't know if you guys can see that. So before I do that, I'm going to tap out my concealer here. And I am still not a huge baker. I just kind of like to pack it on and then brush it off. And then I like to go on my forehead, my T-zone, around my nose with this like more precise little brush. I like to take my big brush the Scott Farm Fresh and just slightly dust over everything. Now, this powder, I think I said it before the last time I used it, smells so yummy. So yummy. Alright, now that we are significantly powdered, close that up. I'm going to use my beloved Too Faced Milk Chocolate Matte Bronzer. And I'm just going to bronze up the skin. This stuff smells amazing. As you guys all know, it smells like chocolate. I'm not going to do anything too crazy today. Not that I really do anything crazy any day. Alright, so that is where I'm going to leave you for now. I'm going to go finish the rest of my face, and I will be back. Alright guys, so I have the rest of my face on. I got my eyes done. This foundation thus far is beautiful. Very pretty. Like I said, it is more of a full coverage foundation, but I can still see my little freckles through there, which I thoroughly enjoy. You can build up the foundation. I just build lightly so it doesn't get too heavy. I do recommend being careful through here because it does want to gather through your eyebrows, but that's like the driest spot on my face, so I think that's why it likes to gather there. But yeah, that is the finished look. I have been in here for a little bit, just playing. I got distracted. But right now, it is 10:13 in the morning. So I'm going to wear this all day. I'm going to make a trip to Sephora to return some things. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. So yeah, I will check in with you guys later. So yeah, that is that. Alright guys, so we are to the end of the day with the Charlotte Tilbury foundation on. It is currently 8:22 in the evening, so we have had this on at least since like 9:30 or 10, so we've had it on for 8-10 hours right around. So I must say that I am pleasantly surprised by this foundation. It has not settled in my little smile lines. The little crease in my forehead, it settled a little bit, but no more than any other foundation at all. It does look very, like I'm starting to get a little oily through here, but it doesn't look like I'm greasy. It just looks like very dewy. I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit so you can kind of see. Like, it's surprisingly well, like it's still on my nose, and I was wearing sunglasses and I could see the imprint of the sunglasses today, but once the imprint went away, like the foundation did not lift onto my sunglasses. And I'm sure you guys have had that where you put your sunglasses on and then you can see your foundation stuck to like the little nose piece of your sunglasses. This did not do that at all. It is still, it gathered a little bit here around my nose, but not much. The eyeshadow has seen better days. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as vibrant. But it's alright. But yeah, and like even like my bronzer and everything, it's still there. Like I am pleasantly surprised by this foundation. Like I really like it. I went and returned some products today at Nordstrom, and the lady at the Charlotte Tilbury counter, which I hadn't been in the actual mall for quite a while. Like we have Tom Ford at the mall now, which I was like, when did that happen? And she said it happened about 2 months ago. So I hadn't been in the actual physical mall in quite some time. It's been months. So that was very exciting to see. And the lady that was in there asked me what foundation I had on, that it looked really good. And I laughed because she's like one of the people for Charlotte Tilbury, and I kind of giggled. And I was like, it's the new foundation. Like that's what I have on. And so we talked about like how I picked my shade, and I told her it's kind of hard to pick because it does do the optimizing after it gets on your skin, which I kind of joked, like, isn't that oxidizing? And she said that it wasn't. That oxidizing has something to do with like air or the chemicals in your air something, and then the optimizing is that it's trying to adjust with your skin, so it's with the oil, so it is different. I kind of think of it as the same thing because the color is going to change, so whichever way you want to think about it. Is it optimizing or is it oxidizing? So whichever you want to view it as. But this foundation I love. I think this is my favorite foundation so far. So we have the Kevin Aquan, then we had Fenty, and then we have this. I will say this is number one. Fenty is still number two, and I still have one more foundation to try. It actually just came in the mail today, but I don't know if I got the right color. It looks a little dark, so I have a feeling we're going to be blending, you know, down the chest to make it work, but we can make it work, and we'll do a little self-tan and we'll make it work. But yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And like I said, I thought it was very entertaining that the lady at the Charlotte Tilbury counter stopped me and asked me what foundation I had on my skin. So that tells you that it looks good when someone at the counter stops you. We weren't even looking at anything Charlotte Tilbury. I was just kind of walking and smelling the perfumes as I was going through. So good stuff. Definitely recommend. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe. The button is right down there. So go ahead and click it. And I will see you in an upcoming video. I upload a video every Tuesday and Thursday. So I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.